Hey, what's going on, guys? Colin here with CH Sports, coming back at you guys with another sporting adventure. I just wanted to make a real quick channel announcement. It's crazy how much this channel has grown in just the short 6 months that I started this channel. And to show my appreciation for that, I have put together a pretty cool giveaway for you guys. And if we look in the background here, it's actually right back there. Give me 1 second. All right, so this here is a signed Scott Withers Gator. If you want a chance to win this thing, you have to do 3 things. One, you have to go and follow my new Instagram, which is ch_sports_photography. The second thing is you do have to be subscribed to the channel. And the third thing is you have to comment down below what is your go-to disc. And out of those comments, I will pick a random winner, and I will announce that once the channel gets to 1,000 subscribers. So this will be my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And again, if you want to get a chance to win this sweet Gator, I'll show you guys one more time just real quick. Boom. If you guys want a chance to win that thing, you have to go and follow the new Instagram, which is ch_sports_photography. You have to be a subscriber to the channel, and then you have to comment down below your go-to disc. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
What's up, everyone? Scott Withers and Justin Jors back with the final round of the 2020 Pac-West Classic. We're on the back nine. This video is presented by AGL Discs and CH Sports. So thank you for Colin coming out to do that. Justin, what's your take on what we saw on that front nine?
That front 10 holes, actually. Looks like you guys left a few strokes out there, but you and Andrew are putting a bit of distance between yourselves and Eric and DJ. So we'll see if Eric and DJ can start hitting some good putts and making some good drives. See if DJ can break the streak of the bad drive, good putt. Maybe do good drive and good putt.
Well, you don't need a good drive and a good putt if you're making birdies going bad drive and good putts. So just keep getting those twos and racking them up. We're going into a section of this course that can be attacked. You're looking for birdies here. We are out hunting them big time. There's no more laying up going on until maybe hole 16. So hole 11, little uphill. You're going to see primarily forehands here, I'd imagine.
Yeah, this hole here is it's got good shape for a forehand. You got that low cover coming in. You want to get that big skip. Looks like you caught just a little bit deep. There is a little bit of danger if you go super far underneath the tree, but it's, oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is a different play, isn't it? He kind of caught us all off guard when he tried to throw the S shot over the top and plinko it into the trees.
Wow, I've never even thought of that.
And hopefully you never think of it again. Just continue to throw the forehand. And let's move on. DJ shows you and Eric how you're actually supposed to throw the shot next to the basket here. And then Andrew is rounding out the card after his missed putt last hole.
All right, that looks really good. Solid skip. He should be in there for circle 1, maybe, if he's not behind the filbert.
Eric behind the filbert, as you can see, kind of really wide. And Andrew is also a little bit behind the filbert, and that's what this green is, right? It's all tricky putts.
Yeah. All right, sneaks it in. Good putt, Andrew.
We call that a good drive, bad putt birdie.
On the scorecard, it is still a 2. DJ checking the wind inside the trees. Maybe he should have checked again.
Yep, and all tricky putts here, though. There's low cover everywhere. I'm choosing not to go to a knee here. And another part of this park, and I shouldn't be bothered by it, but there's always 1,000 walkers on a path that's just to our left right now.
Oh, wanted it too much.
Oh, my putting. Some days it's wonderful, and some days I feel like I probably did in this video.
The beauty of disc golf.
Yep, Eric and DJ and I all clean up. 4 pars, Andrew gets a 2, moves 1 shot closer to the lead, and at this point I'm thinking, like, just make some birdies and keep a 3-stroke lead. At this course, that's enough because you get some holes coming up that everyone really takes the same score on. We move into 2 added holes. So you weren't here this year. I don't know if you've ever seen these holes, but the first one was about 300 feet. It's listed at 295 on here and was pretty much a really straight mid-range or slow fairway driver shot. Andrew's throwing a cheetah on this hole. Bails out a little left, but honestly, he's inside the circle, and it looked pretty good.
Okay, so it's kind of a soft hyzer on it, or is it pretty much a straight shot?
It's a straight shot with a little hyzer. What it's not is an MD3 that's thrown straight into the ground. It's not going to get you a birdie putt.
Take a page out of DJ's book. Just make the putt.
Yeah, I would have to throw it a little farther to have a putt. Eric's right next to me as he hits a tree, and then DJ stepping up, and I believe he's going star stud, super high, and a little bit of flip on it, and really good shot shape on that. We did have some tailwind here, I believe, as you can see that thing kind of come out, and Eric's lining up forehand approach. I think he's throwing a pig on all these, if I'm correct.
Okay. Yeah, you throwing a gator, I assume? Yep.
I've never thrown that disc before.
Nope, never seen that shot. All right. Yeah, solid drive from Andrew.
Yep, and this to get within 2 of the lead.
Good putt. Good putt.
Yep.
So Andrew has very generously gifted a couple of wins over the last couple years to you. So we'll see if he can put some good holes together and put some pressure on you. Ooh,
yeah,
DJ.
I owe Andrew 1 or 2 of them from Eugene's celebration last year. So, Andrew, calling you out. I owe you 1. Let's see if I give it to you in this tournament or not. But I'll clean up par. DJ gets his par on the bad low putt, and then Eric also is just tapping in. This hole didn't play super easy. It was the harder of the 2 added holes for sure. It was just kind of a weird shot shape. Andrew and DJ both doing what you're supposed to off the drive. Andrew able to capitalize on the putt and gets within 2. So we've separated from the rest of the group at this point, but a lot of holes left.
So it looks like DJ threw too good of a drive on that one.
Yeah, should have backed it off a little.
Should have backed it off.
So hole 13, which is our second temp hole. We've got, welcome to Willamette Mission State Park. We've got a family that decided to park just for us, right kind of where you want to go. Andrew, unfazed, steps up and throws a hyzer over the top, bails out a little left, and you can see I'm going right over the family. Don't care. I waited for a while for them to move and then decided that I was just going to throw over them anyway.
Well, I mean, if you hit the family, it's probably not a good thing. But your shot's probably going to want to go over anyway. So looks like Eric is once again making sure he's high enough.
Yeah, you can get that disc up high in a hurry the way he throws.
Well, good looking shot from DJ.
Yeah,
Maybe.
kind of. So DJ chose to throw I think it's a PA2. It's a Prodigy putter. And we actually had a conversation after he left this hole. And it's a learning experience, right? DJ and Eric are both young. They're still really learning how to play the game and to shape shots and everything. I asked him why he threw putter and not Firebird, and he said it was stable enough. And then I was trying to explain to him about how if you throw the Firebird, it's going to go left, but it's also going to go down to the ground, where if that putter starts going left, it's going to glide out the whole time. And in this shot shape, you really didn't want it to glide out left.
Yeah. It looks like he got pretty close to what may have been out of bounds.
It was indeed. Andrew bounces a putt in off of the top of the cage and into the Mach X. It's really nice to have a couple added baskets that are nice out here during a tournament like this. And then you can see where my spike hyzer ended up. Step up, toss it in, move on. That hole should be an automatic too.
We got 3 2s or 2 2s?
3 2s, Mr. Sky High air shot right there. Eric was also right next to the basket. So the only one that didn't pick up the birdie on that was DJ. Okay. Disappointing, I'm sure, not to get it. His putter, like you said, has been really hot from about 45 feet, and he's given a couple back in that 30-foot range in the last 2 holes.
Yeah, kid's getting really good. He's just going to continue to get better and better the more he practices and the more he gets experience.
Yep. Signature hole out at Wheatland. Hole 12 through the filberts, about as pretty as it gets. What's your play on this one?
I've got a cheater disc. I can call it my old man disc now. It is a 150 T-Bird, and it is pretty much made for this shot.
I feel like in the summertime, oh boy, that's real bad. I didn't understand. That's yanked. I think Andrew hit trees on the left, although it's kind of hard to see on the video right now. Eric, again, untraditional play, trying the forehand roller through the gap. It got farther than my drive did, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, and I mean, ooh, wow. Eric shot, though untraditional, it did stay more or less in the middle, so I can't really argue with results.
This hole's hard, but not as hard as we made it look.
There we go. Good recovery.
Yeah, you guys got beat up pretty bad on this one. Looks like all three of you are going to be scrambling, trying to save par.
Yeah, like I said, you can't really see it because of the light and the time of day that we were playing on this. That was the best shot I threw all day right there. Back to the basket, really with no gap, and was able to throw it to about 15 feet, maybe just inside of that. DJ gets it up within putting range also. Andrew didn't get through, but did stay in the middle enough to have just an easy Nova upshot.
And Eric, with the untraditional, still has a long look at birdie here. Oh, great run. That would have been an epic two.
You know what Eric putts with?
I do not.
They are Yeti Pro AVRs.
Wow. He just continues to surprise me.
Right? Kind of untraditional. I mean, they're a big beat AVR that is concave. Jay Yeti Redding took me out of the putting challenge earlier this year in the match play format, so I guess you can't question it. They're pretty soft, kind of like JK Plastic. I don't know how he really does it in this heat with those things, but he gets a lot of spin and a lot of power on his deep straddle putt that he has, and those things, once they hit chain, seem to suck right in for him.
Yeah, and I mean, like Yeti, he's a large guy, so having a nice, deep, large putter like that probably works out pretty well for him.
He does have, quite the build, and this weekend, you weren't there for another tournament that we played. Our buddy Eric lost a bet in a fantasy football league, and I will post a picture on Instagram, but he wore maybe the most glorious Space Kitty romper, like silk, just magnificent thing that I've ever seen someone have to pay up on a lost bet.
That is beautiful. All right, Andrew, great shot. This is a slightly uphill, basically a straight shot. It's kind of right between throwing fairway and mid-range for power throwers. For me, I'm throwing fairway as hard as I can.
Yep, Eric taking out a buzz on this hole. He throws the disc a long way. I think for anyone, really, maybe outside of the top 1% in power, this is a little bigger than a mid-range needs to be. I think the correct play is to take a fairway driver. I'm throwing my Tour Series Exodus on this hole. That's also what DJ just threw there. I assume Andrew tried to throw T-Bird or did throw T-Bird, and he threw a good shot. But DJ picks up a pretty sweet birdie.
Great putt. And as you can see, Eric, even though he had a great drive, he's still in an interesting spot because these fieldworks are everywhere.
Yep.
We got a nice wide open look.
You got to get to the basket on this one. If you're short of the basket, you're going to have something in your way unless you're dead in line with it. I'm able to cash in on my 15, 18-footer, which feels like a 35-footer at this point. Andrew low and right, but goes in on his 12-footer. Eric high and in the pole and cleans up on his probably 8-foot tap-in. I think at this point in a round, we're playing 20 holes. It was over 100 degrees when we started and only getting hotter. Fatigue might be starting to set in even though we're only playing one round. But, I mean, I struggle in the heat, and I think that as we went into this round a little bit, confidence gets a little harder to come by if you start struggling putting and it's 102 or 103 degrees out.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty common at this course for the weather to be typically pretty hot, and that has a whole bunch of fun attributes to come along with it. Lots of gear you carry, drinks, water, ice, whatever. This hole here, not that difficult of a throw. It's just about trying to fit your disc down one of those gaps, get around the the filbert or the two filberts to try and get an open look at the basket.
Yep, Andrew yanked his right into the tree. I got mine through the gap. DJ a little better than Andrew's, but also in that tree on the right. And it doesn't leave much of a putt over there. Eric misses left. It looks bad, but there's another complete gap over there. When you get into that gap, you can have legitimate putts from that side. Like, it doesn't really matter which side you miss the filberts on this hole. If you miss them, you're going to be on the putting green.
Yeah, this is one of those holes that if you miss by a little bit, you're probably not going to have a look. But if you miss by a lot, there's a chance you might have a pretty easy look.
Yeah,
Great
we
putt
call
from
that
DJ.
We call that the Pure Park effect.
Yep, exactly.
So, DJ
Pure
capitalizes. Yeah. DJ capitalizes. I've got 25 feet for birdie. Tried to come off the pole. I might have fallen over and given up and succumbed to the heat if that one had not went in. And then Eric celebrates in big fashion his birdie. You can see the cooling towel he's got around his neck. Like I said, it's hot out here. And, we get that from time to time in Oregon, but this was one of those days that it was just a little bit above what the normal would be.
All right, so Andrew losing one to you there. Losing one to the whole card.
Yep, and I talked about wanting to be up by 3, and it's a pretty common thing going down the stretch of tournaments. If you can have a 3-stroke lead, all you got to do is be tying holes and not really worrying about anything in the last hole. But if it gets less than 3, you have to start worrying.
All right, so here we're throwing big hyzers out around the tree. Pretty much no danger as long as you can throw it out and around the tree. The biggest miss is going to be letting it go early and get into a tree. You guys have all got plenty of power to get way deep out in the field there.
Yeah, this is pretty soft as a par 4. You don't really see 2s on it because your hyzer just can't go far enough to get a putt. But like you said, the only miss is letting it go early. And you say trees, but it's really just that one big tree that you see in the way that you have to avoid and get around. But you have all the space out to the right that you need. There's some long grass over there, but it's not that punishing if you're in it. So it's one of those things where we're all going to throw drives. We're all going to be inside 100 feet from the basket. And then you just kind of throw chip up shots and take your 3 and move on.
And this can be a little bit trickier than you think because the distance that is very common to land in is a very tween distance. It's not a jump putt. It's not really a full throw. It's a tween throw where you still have to be accurate and not get in the bushes, but at the same time, it's not going to be an easy little jump putt to get up there. You guys are all far enough where your shots are going to be basically jump putts or super easy chips in.
Yeah, there's not, unless you miss on the outside of these filberts, which is possible, you're always going to have some sort of a putt. See, I came up into the front side of it, but you're still just able to straddle out on your 20-footer and cash in on it. DJ looks like he might have a little bit tricky footwork going under a branch. These are close to the basket, but they're not too close. I would like to see this hole be a little harder, I think, and the only way that happens is if you put OB on the fairway. I would love to see one of these years in this event they get stringed along, or get a string line along about 4 or 5 of these holes on the back 9 where it made you do placement shots instead of necessarily just being able to rip it as far as you want. But that is a star frame and a turkey for DJ and I. Those are cool little graphics Colin threw up on there. So we're going to move to, we're out of the easy holes, right? So now we've got 3 tough holes to finish, and these can be score separators. So on to hole 18, which is 16 on the regular course.
Yeah, this one here, the tee shot is pretty straightforward. You're going to throw either a fairly aggressive hyzer like you did, or you can even throw a soft hyzer out. It just kind of depends if you're trying to push inside or not. Looks like you guys are so far pushing a little bit. If you do push inside, you can have yourself a look at 2, but it's very, very uncommon.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody have a legitimate putt at 2 on this hole outside of Mo Lockwood playing a skins game a while ago. We were here and he threw some crazy forehand in the springtime when the trees weren't quite as filled in over the left side of this that you can't even see on the camera. But these drives are kind of just luck to end up in a good spot. As you can see, Eric, I forgot about this. You can see Eric try to throw forehand Anheuser, and he actually ends up throwing a provisional, and then unfortunately for him, you'll see in just a minute, we did find his disc, which he would much have rather us not found it because he threw his next shot on his provisional right under the basket.
All right, so Eric did make the one big mistake on this hole that you don't want to make, and that's throwing it inside into the trees/bushes. Everybody else looks like they're in a pretty normal spot, trying to scramble and get between these trees and get to the basket.
Yeah, Andrew goes to AVR X3 forehand. I am in a terrible spot for where my drive was. Back to the basket, was able to just pitch the stud up there, and then DJ, essentially the same thing as jump putting short just to be safe. Good luck. If you can find Eric, he's in there somewhere.
In the middle
And
of the path.
almost hits Colin just trying to get out. That disc was a great shot for what it was worth and moved about 8 feet. So that can just, it can kind of tell you how thick it was. He wanted to play his second, but by rule, because his second was a provisional, when we found his first, he had to play it. So it takes him a while to get out, but there was nothing he could have done. He would have had to go back and rethrow that provisional after calling it a lost disc. He could not have used the one that he played as the provisional shot.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be. That was basically Where's Waldo with Eric in there.
Yeah, it was rough. It took us a long time to get to it. Again, you can't see it on camera, but he was in there for a while. So Andrew, big putt here to stay within 3.
Nice putt, Andrew. Great pressure putt.
Yep, and let's see if DJ can kind of fix some of those 30-foot woes that he's had over the first part of the round. Little yank.
A little bit of a yank there, DJ.
Yep, you get no made putt for that one, just for grazing the outside chains. I'm able to complete my par. Eric, after all that, only cards of 5. Took us like 45 minutes to play this hole, which you can't see on this, but only a 5. DJ takes a 4. Andrew and I with 3. So the lead is 3 with 2 holes to play, moving into the fun but always kind of dangerous drive on the 17th hole of this course, which is the 19th hole of our round.
Yeah, so hole 19, lots of danger on this hole off to your left. Off the tee, you're going to want to go straight, get a little bit of an S-turn, push it to the right, and then come back to the middle. There's plenty of room to get to the right, and as long as you stay to that side and push deep, the upshot shouldn't be too hard. But when you're throwing a fast driver, if you get any kind of skip out there in the middle, you're almost always going to go on that path or over it.
Yeah, this hole surprises a lot of people. I landed in the right center of the fairway and still almost skipped out of bounds. Andrew, a little better angle control. He's going to be 50 or 60 feet behind where my disc is, but was never in danger of going out of bounds, and that thing was flat the whole time.
Great commitment from DJ. Nice throw. Good turn. Landing while it's still going to the right.
And Eric, with the destroyer in his hand, bombing it out to the right, coming back left. Those are honestly 4 really, really good drives on this hole. You usually see a couple people bail out way right, maybe someone go over the path left, but that's about as good as you're going to see 4 drives end up.
Yeah, those were great drives. Upshot here, there's 2 main ways to go at it. You can go on the outside like Andrew did. You're a little bit at risk from hitting one of those trees and bouncing out of bounds again, or you can try and go just on the inside of those trees, usually with a forehand as well. Looks like you guys are actually close enough where you could be throwing backhand approaches.
Yep, Eric chooses forehand. DJ went putter backhand, left it a little short. And I'm in a position here where I'm maybe 130 or 140 feet from the hole. And just honestly kind of soft. Not great. DJ and I both have longer putts than we want to have for birdie from those drives.
Yeah, that upshot was a little fluffy.
Yep. But
good birdie from
putt.
DJ. Oh, Scott.
The putt was just as fluffy as the upshot.
Maybe a little fatigue setting in here.
Yeah, mental fatigue and physical maybe at this point. I know I wasn't super happy with kind of how the round had went, and it wasn't as clean as I had wanted it to be. And at this point, you're just kind of holding on for survival. But Andrew, this is a big putt here because this is to put some actual pressure on an 18.
Ooh. He felt that one.
Yeah, it didn't
Sneaks
look
it over
good,
the rim.
but it went in.
It went in. That's all it has to do. All right. Well, you're still pretty safe. You're still pretty safe here with your lead, 22 versus 20. You would have to do some pretty horrible things, which can happen. There's, once again, all sorts of danger on the left side of the course or the hole. And as one of our other friends, Jared, found, there's also danger on the right side of the hole. Not typically found, but if you really try, you can get over there.
Yeah, to go out of bounds right, you have to rip a drive essentially as hard as you can with a flippy distance driver and kind of get out of position. My cart's down. That's how this round was going at this point. I have the cooler on the cart because it's so hot, trying to keep water, and I think my putter's kind of cold with the wet towel. But Andrew steps up, needing birdie. We have some tailwind. This hole is gettable at 430 feet with a big hyzer. Andrew pumps it out there and gets all the way up to the basket, and now the pressure's really on.
Yeah, that was a great drive.
DJ going cloud breaker. Looks like coming down a little early left. It's a pretty common landing in collection area. You want to, especially power players, you want to play down this right side, but you want a little bit of flex on the shot because there is a lot of room out right. It's hard to throw it out of bounds over there. Like you said, our buddy Jared did it the next weekend in a tournament at the same course, actually. But Eric, pretty good, gets up onto the putting green, and now my one job is to throw it inbounds.
All right, didn't put a whole lot on that one, but it looks like it's going to land soft enough to collect over there by DJ.
Yeah, that was not a good throw. I was scared a little bit on it. I was trying to throw FD3 instead of distance driver. I knew I just needed a par. Was able to actually lay up and get it. DJ, good run from about 60 over there by me, but doesn't go in. He'll wrap up a pretty good tournament, and Andrew, this is to force me to make like a 6-footer to win the tournament, but great drive.
Ooh.
Gets the putt to go, and good round by Andrew.
Yeah, good round.
Yeah, put it together, threw a lot of really good drives, got a lot of putts to go in the basket. Eric, great drive there, cleans up, salvaged what was a little shaky early for his round, but not bad. And then
Scott tapping in for the win.
Never get tired of about 6-footers to win. I would have liked to see a couple more putts go down that round, but in reality, not too bad. The goal is to win. Went out and did that.
Good win, Scott. That was a fun card to watch.
Yeah, 22, 21, 15, 15. Eric birdies that hole to tie DJ. What I believe was for third place. Let's see, they're going to throw it up. Big tie for third. Jared, Gogol, Chris Nelson coming back with 7s and 8s down that round. Andrew, hot round by 2. Taryn Ferguson shot 2 under in the first round and then 10 in the second round to jump back up, but able to hold on to the win. Justin, thank you for joining me. Thank you for AGL Discs for sponsoring this video and for Colin for getting out and videotaping basically our whole 2020 season. It's been super fun to watch.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later.